Hello everyone and welcome back to this channel. In this video I'm going to have a sort of unboxing video and a kit review of the HMS Zinnia produced by Mirage Hobbies. It's a 1/350 scale model kit, and in this episode I'm going to show you what the kit contains and also how it goes together. Now, when I first opened the box, I was a bit surprised about how tiny everything is, but then again, this was a pretty small ship in real life. Studying the parts, there are only a few sprues. Actually, there are just 3 of them, and then the 2 parts of the hull. They were actually attached to one of the sprues. There you can see them. So this is all the kit contains, and I will now show you some of the parts in more detail. Now, this is the first sprue. It contains a large part of the deck and the bridge. And the second one here, that's a bit... this is the one I had the most trouble with, because a lot of these parts are pretty small, and, well, we're going to have some problem with those, you'll see later. This one is pretty straightforward. You have some larger parts, some small ones, lifeboats, and the stand of the ship. And here's what it looks like when it comes out of the box. Now, for the instructions, I had a first-time experience. I've never seen these 3D rendered instructions before, and I thought that was pretty cool. I've never seen them, and, well, they're not the best instructions, but they are all right. It's not a problem building this kit. The instructions are more than good enough for that, but I thought they were a bit weird somewhere. Here are the final 3D renderings of the ship with all the wiring and the ropes that they need. And yeah, it's a pretty good. Now, a little bit of background on the Zinnia. She was a Flower class corvette of the Royal Navy and was commissioned on the 30th of March 1941. Her role was protecting convoys in the North Atlantic during the Second World War, and on the 33rd of August 1941, while escorting convoy OG-71, she was hit by torpedoed fire by U-564 just west of Portugal and exploded and sunk. The convoy OG-71 was known as a nightmare convoy because out of the 23 merchant ships and 13 escorts, 10 merchant ships were sunk and 2 escorts, with a loss of a total of 400 lives. Now I'd like to take you back to the model for a little bit. This is the example of the most frustrating problem I had with this kit. You can see the davits that's supposed to hold up the lifeboat. Yeah, every single one of these things broke. And I tried to glue them back together, but I couldn't because they're so small and the sprues aren't really that good. But I also broke the mast, which was a bit more of an issue because the davits I just placed back on. But the mast, I found this thing, which is some sort of sledgehammer from a German Panther tank, which I managed to glue together. And yeah, it's not very impressive, but it'll do the job, so at least the mast is at the right height. And there she is. That's how she looks. This is the kit after it's come out of the box and everything's been assembled. And yeah, I have to say I'm pretty pleased with it. It's a very simple kit. It goes together very easily. I didn't have any big problems with it, except with the davits that I can see. They're a bit shorter than they should have been, but I don't really think it's much of an issue. However, I didn't think it looked very alive. I think it looks a bit dull, a bit boring, and I think that's because the lack of PE parts. I think that would help the kit tremendously. There's no railing, there are no fancy anchor chains or anything like that. It's a bit blunt, actually, to be honest. But thankfully, I had this thing laying around, which are some PE parts from the HMS Dreadnought that I didn't use when I built that kit some while ago. So I thought maybe I'll just include these in this new kit and see how they turns out. And yep, there you go. I think that's a massive improvement. It looks much more alive already, and it looks like a proper ship with the addition of these PE parts. You can see the railing and everything pops a bit more. It looks much more realistic. I added a bit on the compass platform on the top of the bridge. I don't think there actually was a railing there, but I think it just looks good. And on the stern here, everything fits very nicely. The posts are in somewhat the right place. Oh, and I also added these two guns on the side of the bridge. They're a bit big, I know. They're supposed to be for the Dreadnought, but hey ho, what are you going to do? And there she is. The Flower Class Corvette HMS Zinnia, made by Mirage Hobbies. 1/350 scale, with some extra added PE parts, just for, to improve it a bit. All in all, I think this is a very nice kit. I like the details on it. I think it's just enough for a kit of this size. There are some very nice wooden details, especially on parts of the deck. They're pretty hard to see now the kit hasn't been painted yet. But all in all, it's very nice. I would have liked the inclusion of some PE parts, which I have done. I think that would help the kit greatly. But it's a pretty cheap kit, and yeah, if you're looking for a flower glass, this is pretty nice. So thank you all. I think that's it. Thanks for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did. Consider subscribing if you're interested in that. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you around. Cheers.